Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. I'm a former Royal Marine from the United Kingdom. Today we're going to be reacting to, it's a video by Vice. It's the US soldiers leaking nuclear secrets. This is pretty big news, guys. It came out literally yesterday, and I hope I don't get striked or anything like that. You know, I'm going to give all of the links in the description to the original video. I want to learn something here because this is news to me, and yeah, US soldiers leaking nuclear secrets. To whom, though? It's bad enough doing it regardless, guys, but there is a difference of to whom they're actually leaking that to. I can have a few guesses, and yeah, I think we'll speak a bit more about this as time goes on, guys, in the video. But before we do, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here. Thanks for stopping by. If you're not brand new here and you're a regular, thank you, guys. I really do appreciate all love. Let's get involved in this one.
The scale of this security breach was really unprecedented.
Admiral Mike Mullen said over the weekend that the United States has never been this close to nuclear war. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I do.
I'm not being funny, though. This is like 2 minutes in, and then Biden saying, yeah, I do. But Biden can't even stay awake half the time. And I know a lot of people are going to, you know, be upset with me saying that. But as an observer, I'm keeping out of the politics, right? I'm just being, as an observer, he struggles to stay awake, doesn't he? You know, never mind, like, give an accurate... give an accurate answer on things.
There are nuclear weapons in Europe. They're not being kept safely.
They're in Italy, and they're in Germany, and Netherlands, and Belgium.
The only tool that it really took to discover this was a Google search.
I came across these flashcard websites.
The users had foolishly uploaded incredibly sensitive stuff to it without checking the privacy settings.
The more I delved into, the more and more flashcards popped up with information that seemed very, very secretive to me.
There's like one thread, and you pull at it, and then the whole tapestry kind of unravels.
One of the results that I came across was a Facebook page by a US service member who had posted a picture of his entire squadron.
Right, that's not uncommon. Honestly, guys, like you can check on my social media. I've posted pictures and stuff of certain areas that we're at. I'll always endeavour to black out the faces of those who haven't had permission to, you know, release that photo to. So I'll black out the faces to keep their security and stuff. It does depend on the scenario. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, this doesn't look too scrupulously. So it depends on what he's posting.
Showed some people next to a bomb, and you know the mind races, doesn't it? Who are these people? What is the bomb? Is it live?
My immediate reaction was, oh shit, this is something big.
I guess we'll find out, troops, won't we?
I'm Foeke Postma, and I'm an investigator for Bellingcat.
Hello, my name is Maxim Edwards, and I'm an editor at Bellingcat.
This morning, as the Ukrainian capital's attacked again, NATO kicks off nuclear training exercises in Europe.
One of the topics here in the Netherlands is the American nuclear weapons that are stationed here. The presence of US nuclear weapons throughout Europe is a public secret, but everybody sort of knows that they are here. And that really annoys me.
They don't confirm or deny the location of nuclear weapons at specific bases.
They said numerous times, the Cold War is over. This idea simply is not true.
The nuclear weapons that exist today are immensely more powerful than those that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, but that's not... like, that's not stuff that we'd be shocked or surprised about. These bombs dropped, like, a long, long time ago. Of course, the technology is far more superior to what it was before. In terms of the nuclear secrets, let me tell you something, right? With a lot of these military secrets in general, most of the information that is in the public domain, and they're classifying as secret, if it's in the public domain, by default it's not secret anymore. And believe it or not, an awful lot of information relating to most militaries around the globe is easily accessible in the public domain. It's extremely hard to keep, you know, it's extremely hard to keep most of this stuff secret. All right, you've got espionage, you've got traitors, you've got people who are spilling the beans, you've got people who are moving to different countries, talk and hearsay. Public can build up a picture. Intelligence services can build an even bigger picture. You know, these things are on every camp now. You know, it's really easy to get information and disclose it. So don't be surprised with some of the information in this if it's been out a long time and Vice is only just catching up on the matter.
And that makes it only more important that we know what's at stake. And that's why I wanted to investigate this. One thing you do as an investigator is to learn the language of the subject you're investigating. And so my very first step was to go into a Wikipedia article about the military airbase here in the Netherlands where these nuclear weapons are stored and learn certain terminology. When I had this list of terms that I knew these people were using, I simply went to Google and combined them with Volkel, the name of the Dutch airbase. And almost immediately I came across these flashcard websites. Soldiers have to learn a lot in order to, effectively do your job, meaning that they will also look for ways that help them study. So imagine you are using a physical flashcard, right? You write the question on one side, write the answer on the other one. Most of these apps also sync to websites because they want other people to find your study material.
They were online in the public domain because they had been uploaded to these flashcard apps, which in their default settings make your flashcards public.
So that's why they're so simple but so durable, because anyone can use them as a kind of memory aid.
But very quickly it delved into very specific knowledge that wasn't meant to be public. One of the terms was...
Right, okay, so from what I've heard there, that past 30 seconds changes everything. I can't believe that. I hope this isn't America who has been responsible for this, but when it comes to military training, especially nuclear training, if there's anything to do with this that has a public domain link, then that's stupid, all right? Someone needs to be fired at the very top. This is starting to unravel now, and I can tell you that this is the reason for this leaking. It's... I've never heard of something similar happen in British military. It probably has. But yeah, everything's secure, guys, as you'd probably imagine.
PAS, Protective Aircraft Shelter, which protects the aircraft that carry the nuclear weapons. Below those shelters are vaults, WS3, Weapons Security Storage Systems. This is the system that actually contains the nuclear weapon itself.
And the users had foolishly uploaded incredibly sensitive stuff to it without checking the privacy settings.
One of the first, most interesting cards that I saw was the question, how many vaults are there at Volkel? And the answer was 11. Now, this is not meant to be public knowledge.
In the process of searching for stuff, he came across more and more and more and more of them.
Now, one of these sets, for example, could contain up to 70 flashcards, all of them containing questions that were answered with sensitive information. What happens when an alarm goes off? How many people show up? What kind of weapons do they carry?
I couldn't really at first believe what I was reading.
Yeah, I'm actually changing my opinion on this very quickly. In the beginning, it was one thing. Now this is really dumb. Whoever is responsible for this really is in the shit. And, you know, the amount of... You can get a massive battle picture of things on limited, small amounts of information. You just can, all right? Intelligence services in Britain have been doing it for years. Me being a former Royal Marine, I got exposed to little parts of it in terms of what would be useful for my job. But when I specialised as a service police investigator, we delved further into that building an intelligence picture, and boy, was I shocked at how they did it on the grand scheme of things, all right? These little intelligence bits of information that, you know, seem sporadic in nature. They might be coming from all angles, from loads of different people, from loads of different places. If you put that into the right software and get the right minds to divulge into that information, you can really build up an insane battle picture and be actually quite accurate on that as well. So these guys haven't got to build up a picture on hearsay. They're actually getting the answers from the crib cards, which is just blowing my brain how stupid that is in terms of the person who has allowed this to be public. Or was it done on purpose? That's the question.
But I mean, it was in black and white, and it was completely public.
You could exactly figure out how many inches can you move the barbed wire before an alarm goes off. One of the most intriguing things I found was the words that security guards can use if they are under duress. And in this case, it was banana pancake. It was really an enormous breach of security that...
Yeah, a breach of security. This seems like an inside job. This seems like someone, you know, let's do the, you know, we give you some money and you release some of the information, but do it in a way where it seems sophisticated enough to warrant you actually doing it, but naive enough to be able to give that information out to individuals who, you know, that information shouldn't be going to. And that's probably someone abroad further east, I'm guessing.
That anyone who wants to do harm or get onto that base could really make a use of. So not only were US service members leaking this kind of data from Volkel in the Netherlands, they were also doing this from military bases in Belgium, in Germany, in Italy, and in Turkey as well.
So
if this might not be the United States, who is he referring to? It doesn't seem, I don't think it's a British thing just by the locations.
Much stuff is hiding in plain sight. The only tool that it really took to discover this was a Google search.
Coming across these cards that contain information really showed me that there was something here going on that I had to investigate further.
I can't believe what I'm watching.
So we had the flashcard data sets, but we need to verify the information. A lot of these flashcard sets were made by usernames, by profiles, and sometimes a soldier was using his real name.
He found that the names were those that belonged to serving members of US personnel. In some cases, he was able to identify the division that they served in.
Troops, I can't tell you how embarrassing this is. This is real. This is such a breach. If anyone wants to do damage, not just to infrastructure, but to individuals, it could be done relatively easy. There's some nasty people out there, and this is such a terrible, terrible thing. Wow.
One of the results that I came across was a Facebook page by a US service member who had posted a picture of his entire squadron.
That was probably one of the most stunning things that we discovered in this investigation. Showed some people next to a bomb, and you know the mind races, doesn't it? Who are these people? What is the bomb? Is it live? What I found chilling was it was these individuals that were standing next to a bomb, and you know, one of them probably uploaded some of these flashcards.
It was shared on an American Facebook. You only saw American uniforms. At first, I had no reason to doubt that this was just in the United States, but then I saw a very tiny.
This is where he's gonna give the information that Britain or someone was involved.
Flag on a car.
Oh, okay.
That was standing on the left side of this picture, and it was the flag of the Netherlands. And then I thought, well, this is very interesting.
There's like one thread, and you pull at it, and then the whole tapestry kind of.
How has someone, even not I don't even want to say a senior, but let's go from the top up. How is someone more senior, you know, not audited their security and went, this is a massive problem here, all right? You know, these things happen all the time in the military, but they get audited and they get audited out, and the right person who questions that authority changes it, you know? But let's just talk from the bottom up. Very bottom, man, I knew in the Royal Marines you thing called OPSEC, operational security. Yes, you take photos and stuff, you get told not to divulge that information out into the public sphere. You know, certain pictures you can take pictures, black faces out, all of that good stuff if it's non-sensitive material. But clearly, working on a nuclear base, it's sensitive. You don't do that. When I was working on the nuclear bases in the United Kingdom, we would, you know, not take pictures of certain bits of kit and equipment. Okay, it just makes sense, and nor will I ever release information about that kind of stuff. It's just obvious to me. But this is a monumental failing.
Unravels, and then all of a sudden there's this like cascade of, you know, new relevant pieces of information that is just coming at you.
And that is where geolocation comes in. It proves that something was recorded at a certain location, and that is where the data becomes undeniable. There's only one military airbase in the Netherlands which has US nuclear weapons stored, so I immediately went to Volkel. Through another leaked map online that you could find through Google, we could see that the aircraft shelter that they're standing in front of, where they took the group picture, was hangar 532. that is a number that also appeared in our flashcards.
Right, let's have a look at this. So you've got the main runway system. 2 seconds. Okay, so we're back. I wanted to get my trusty pen out, guys. So we've got hangars with a WSC3 vault. Right, you got all of these vaults here. Quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got one up here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hangars. These 3 in close proximity of each other. These 3 close. Wow, this is a lot of information. You can build up a battle picture with the information that they're getting as well. What have we got over the left-hand side? I mean, this could be, you know, a mixture of accommodation blocks and stuff like that. We've got the main runway system here, which is, you know, self-explanatory troops. But if this is an airbase to launch nuclear warheads from, then that makes the whole thing even worse, all right? This makes it a direct target for, you know, the wrong people. And the wrong people could basically X this off if that's what they want to do with that information. The problem is, what's going to happen with this information now, you know, that it is out in the public sphere? What's going to happen as a result of what we are hearing and seeing? I mean, is Vice going against some rules in terms of leaking information? Because they've obviously done an investigation, found out all of this, and as a result, they've made this, you know, this for us to watch. So maybe they've been told to hold back on the information that they already know. I don't know, guys. I just don't like the fact that this kind of information is out in the public sphere.
Sets that we found. You could see a runway in the background, and there are some trees and a smaller concrete structure close by. And finally, there's this yellow line that goes across the floor on which this squadron is standing. Now, all of these elements can be used to pinpoint the exact hangar that they're standing.
I was just about to say, you use Google Maps or whatever, you'd be able to find out that information straight away. Or even if you haven't got access to Google Maps and it's blocked out for secret information reasons, you can send a drone over there, okay?
In front of. Basically, using Google and Facebook, we've uncovered all of this secretive information and we managed to connect it to each other. When we can find the data, that means anyone can basically find this data.
I agree.
So I'm pretty sure that this data might have already ended up in adversaries' hands.
Wow.
Eventually, you'll have to inform the authorities because it is a breach of security. There are certain risks involved. But we're also journalists.
So we decided to reach out to each of those defense ministries.
So the Dutch Ministry of Defense replied saying that they saw the Facebook picture and they also confirmed that it wasn't supposed to be taken, let alone published.
The US military basically reiterated that they wouldn't confirm or deny the presence of nuclear weapons. They didn't tell us not to publish. Clearly, it wasn't a good look for them.
When we published the article, it really went worldwide.
The reaction was overwhelmingly.
See, this is what I don't like. Yes, they're journalists, but they've done something to find fault in operational security, but at the same time, they're like saying, well, yeah, here's the information, but we're journalists, we're still going to release this information. That's a bit I don't like about it, especially if you are doing it for the greater good to, you know, help the individuals out. Look, we're doing this, we're investigating it, we found some breaches. Maybe give us some money for finding this out, I don't know, but yeah, it's the journalistic part that I don't like in terms of they're going to expose it anyway, which could be worse, you know. This information, yes, it might have been in the wrong hands of individuals, but guess what, troops? It also might not have been found out yet, and they could have, you know, blew the lid off this prematurely without even knowing that.
Supportive in a lot of ways.
The Pentagon replied as well, saying in a press conference that they would look into this issue of using flashcard apps and the data that was leaked through them.
The Department of the Air Force is investigating the suitability of information shared via study flashcards. And I think, as you also know, it's U.S. policy not to neither confirm or deny the presence or
I've got to be honest, guys, these flashcards online, granted I left the military in the back end of 2017, we actually made flashcards. We made them on real pieces of paper. We didn't have to upload them or anything. It was our own responsibility to create our own for that very reason, okay? You could bin them or burn them, okay? Putting them online publicly, stupid move, guys. Disappointing to say the least about this, especially for our American brothers, man. This is disappointing.
Absence of nuclear weapons at any specific location.
But I'm sure there's information out there on nuclear secrets that we don't know about.
Yeah, there is, but guess what, journalist, if you do find out, then let them know about it first before divulging this information to the rest of the world and making headlines everywhere. It could also be putting individuals' operational security at risk. That's it for that one, troops. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. The original video is in the description. I hope it doesn't get copy striked or anything like that. If it does, then I guess this won't release. But troops, wherever you are in the world, if you want to support me further, please consider joining the Patreon. Link is in the description. I haven't put a video out for a few weeks now, but I aim to put a few more videos out on Patreon, the ad-free, uncensored stuff relating to Ukraine. Okay, there's things that we can't put on YouTube is what I aim to put on there. But troops, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.